glorious grub, meeting new fans.
All right, give me the middle finger. Oh,
Sick giveaway.
It's fun though, isn't it?
And heroic action.
I didn't know him, I swear to God.
Welcome back, friends and degens. I absolutely dominated the $1,100 MSPT main event at the JACKED Casino in Cleveland, Ohio. Stick around to the end because this episode is absolutely legendary. I'm Mike Reardon, part-time poker pro, and this is episode 22, Getting Jacked at the Jack.
Hey, dale.
And hey, if you like my content, you can help me hack YouTube's algorithm by leaving a comment with any of these trending nonsense terms that I've put in the description right here. Copy and paste the whole blurb, or just tell me how much you love playing pocket jacks.
You're looking jacked.
Pair of jacks.
You're going to get jacked.
As you know from episode 21, my horrible wife Kayla stole my entire bankroll and she's not giving it back. She said she might return some of it when she's not mad at me anymore, but since she won't tell me why she's mad, I have no way of knowing how much money to spend on the edible arrangement apology gift basket. $100? If I want to keep producing content for my critically acclaimed, widely beloved, and historically accurate poker vlog, I need my bankroll back. So until one of my daily bullshit apologies finally lands, I'm stuck building my bankroll the only way I know how, by working late nights and Saturday shifts for overtime at my day job.
Fuck you.
But don't worry, because after several weeks of overtime shifts, I finally had a plan to get my bankroll back.
2 weeks.
I knew that a surprise weekend of adventure, excitement, and moderately priced room service would certainly win back my bankroll. Her affection. But if I wanted to pull this off, I was going to need a little help from an old friend. Enter longtime friend of the show and Detroit poker bro, Phil the Thrill. Phil arrived early Friday morning to sneak me out of the house several hours before Kayla usually wakes up. He had the whole trip planned and booked already, and since he was captain of this ship, he was covering the gas, Airbnb, and even brought food and drinks along for the weekend. All he wanted in return was to be in the vlog. Deal. After a quick 3-hour drive, we arrived in Cleveland, Ohio around 11 a.m. and bought into the MSPT main event at the JACKED Casino.
Table 14. Yeah. Alright.
I brought about 20 of these part-time fidget spinners to hand out to fans of the show, and they were a huge hit. If you see me at any future events, come say hi and tell me how much you love the vlog. I'll probably have some 3D printed swag to give you. You can find me July 4th in Las Vegas for the World Series of Poker main event. My table's pretty cool, and I'm not just saying that because this guy Derek immediately recognized me and told me that his friend sends him all of my videos. When I asked him which video he liked the most, he proudly replied that he wasn't subscribed and he's only seen the thumbnails. And since the table was really friendly, everyone asked for a fidget spinner and subscribed to the channel. So I want to say thank you to Derek's friend for sharing my videos. That led to about 6 more subscribers. Interestingly enough, everyone except Derek. Anyway, it's level 3 and I have 64 bigs. While I was still chumming it up with Derek, I get dealt pocket aces under the gun, and you can watch the hand replay right here. I was so distracted by all of my new adoring fans that I played these rockets really bad. I slow played them and only bet once the other 2 players both had 2 pair, so Derek ends up winning a huge pot, leaving me with just under 5 bigs. I played that hand so badly that I started to wonder, do I play worse when people compliment my vlog? Are they doing it intentionally to exploit me? So does that mean they don't actually like my videos?
Oh, no.
No, I can't think that way. Of course they like my videos. I just played that hand really bad. But the silver lining was that I was able to guilt Derek into finally subscribing.
You subscribed, right? It makes me feel so much better about giving you most of my chips.
So we're up to 7 now.
Part-time.
The very next hand is the last hand before the first 20-minute break of the day. I have Jack 5, it's suited, and I'm on tilt. I jam with 4.5 bigs and get called by 3 new subscribers. I flop top pair and everyone checks it down. My jacks hold and I smell the comeback special with 19 bigs.
Part-time.
Halfway through level 4, I'm in the small blind with pocket queen. Hello, lady. The new subscriber in C3 calls my 9 big blind shove and tables ace-5 suited. I love the call. I just gotta dodge that ace. My God, look at that flop. Jacks are hot today. Oh, God damn it. Of course he turns a fucking ace.
No, that's great.
Anyway, I tell him there's no hard feelings and I promise that I'm not mad. It happens.
I'm gonna cut that one out.
Part time.
But it was still only level 4, so I decided to buy back in. And as soon as they sat me, the only open seat was, you guessed it, my old seat.
Now you're all in big trouble.
At least 2 hours passed before I won another pot in level 8, and it was just the blinds. I'm down to 14 bigs and very agitated. Still in level 8, I'm under the gun with King Jack off. Good enough for me. I'm all in. Everyone folds, I scoop up some blinds. Ace 9 suited with 7 bigs and an early position raise. Well, you know I'm all in. And looky here, we get a caller. And he tables... Ace 10. Lucky me. But just like that final hand of this same tournament from 2024, the whole table groaned in unison when a 9 showed up on the river, giving me the 26K pot.
No way. Mike finally catches one.
And we're sitting on 17 bigs. Lucky me. The whole table is thrilled to see me survive again. Shortly after that, I saw Anthony, the live reporter for the tournament, walking around with a camera. Now he's the guy that snaps photos of all the players and writes up select hand histories to publish to the MSPT website in real time. It's nice to see a cool photo of yourself looking like a pro. Or even better, if you get featured in a write-up, you can share that link with all your friends, family, or co-workers to really rub it in the face of anyone that ever told you you're not good enough, Mike, you'll never go pro. Anyway, I always tell you that the MSPT is my favorite tournament series, and that's still true to this day. But what you don't know is that I've had a silent beef with MSPT for years because I wanted them to post a cool photo of me and update my profile. And after playing this series hundreds, thousands of times, they still seem to always take photos of everyone else except me. So I took that personally. Maybe I'm in the bathroom every time they snap the photos, or maybe they think I'm too ugly for Facebook, or maybe they're nervous that I would beg for a contract to produce more vlogs on their tournament series at the very affordable rate of sponsoring me in their main events for every 10-minute MSPT vlog episode I make, which actually makes the most sense because anyone who's seen even just one of my MSPT vlogs would agree that's an amazing value for my unmatched level of production. And here's a playlist of all the MSPT videos I've made since 2023. Just saying, guys. If you want to talk, email me. Anyway, once I saw the live reporter Anthony with the camera, I leaped out of my seat to hand him a $50 tip. I told him I've been practicing my poses, and I asked him for a good photo to update my MSPT profile. And he delivered this masterpiece. As I returned to my seat, I asked him to keep an eye on me and promised him an extra $50 tip anytime he posts a cool hand history on me.
Simple promises!
It's level 10 and we're finally picking up some hands. Ace King suited, let's go.
Yep.
Come on, let's go. It folds around to me in the small blind and I shove for all 12 bigs. Seat 2 calls with slightly less and tables slightly worse. The board runs out clean, my kicker plays, and I win the 48K pot. And just like that, we're back in it.
We needed that one.
Part time.
I've got pocket jacks.
Hello. Part time.
I'm buzzing with excitement in level 11 when the big blind calls my all-in shove. I table my jacks and he shows 2 queens.
No good at all.
He hits a queen
Really not at me.
and I lose my second bullet already. That's it. I'm never playing jacks again. I got jacked at the jack with pocket jacks. Since Phil the Thrill was still in the tournament, I headed over to the Airbnb to check in. I definitely wasn't crying on the walk back. It was just really cold and windy and it made my eyes water. Shut up! But once I got to the room, I was really impressed with the size of the rental unit. We each had our own private bedroom, 2 full bathrooms, and a full kitchen with dishes.
Huge ass kitchen.
Dude, this place was awesome. It only came with 1 key though, so I had to stay awake until Phil finished playing so I could let him in the room.
Oh, the room's pretty sweet. And Phil's paying for the whole thing.
I watched Django Unchained to relax for a bit, but Pluto TV plays 5 minutes of Django for every 10 minutes of commercials. So I turned that shit off and walked over to House of Blues to order some mac and cheese. And dude, this Mac was some of the best I've ever had. Easily top 5. Way better than that trash I had in Cleveland last year.
I tried the Mac. It was the worst mac and cheeses I've ever had.
While I was devouring that Mac, I saw an update on the blog that Phil won a huge pot with Pocket Jacks. Not fair, dude. How come he gets to win with Jacks and I don't? This is bullshit. After finishing up my late dinner, I walked next door to the other Airbnb that Wayne had just checked into for a romantic Valentine's Day weekend with his girlfriend. His room was even nicer than ours, and I would have totally stayed longer, but I got the feeling he wanted me to leave because he turned on that cringy brain rot of a show, Young Sheldon. Just ask me to leave next time, dude. Nobody watches that trash on purpose. Fuck out of here. Nobody thinks you're funny. I thought I was an early riser, but by the time I woke up, Phil had already prepared a refreshing breakfast spread of fruit salad and bacon egg burritos.
Everything the buddy needs.
This was truly a 5-star experience, and I knew he'd feel insulted if I tried to pay him.
Great burrito.
While I devoured that breakfast, I spent a few minutes organizing all of my game notes and video clips so it'd be easier to edit the vlog later. By the time I finished, not only had Phil cleaned the entire kitchen, but he had packed us both Italian subs and baby carrots so we could grind all day without leaving the poker room.
Everything the buddy needs.
After breakfast, we both walked over to the Jack. I bought into the tournament, and he bought into the cash tables to grind all day.
Absolutely, man.
With about 30 minutes to kill before the tournament started, I ran into prolific tournament grinder and friend of the show, Greg.
Part-time. Son of a bitch.
Greg and I catch up for a few minutes before starting the event. When I made my way over to table 26, seat 8, the guy in seat 9 looks at me and quickly pulls out his phone. He asks me, "Hey, is this you?" And he shows me the video I made of last year at this same event.
I'm kind of a big deal.
We took a selfie, and I gave him a fidget spinner so he'll never forget the day that he met his hero. Cool guy. Wayne was also playing. I'm not sure what his girlfriend was doing the whole time, but that was his own mistake for bringing her to a poker weekend. I also blessed Wayne with a good luck fidget spinner. If he gets in any tight spots, he just has to spin it to get bonus equity to hit his draw. Now, I didn't have the heart to tell him that he was spinning it the wrong way the whole time, so he eventually lost. Anyway, I went back to my seat and took some more video and pics for the vlog, and then we were off. By the second level, I've barely played a hand. Some days the game just starts slow. Patience is key. You just gotta relax and wait it out. And try not to let anything trigger you into playing like an idiot. Suddenly, I get a phone call from Kayla. Ooh, it's only noon. She's usually not awake for a few more hours. So I knew I had to play it cool, or she might realize that I'm not working an overtime shift right now. Watch the master at work.
Hey, beautiful.
Are you still really at the casino?
Yeah, hey, I'm getting a hand. I gotta go. Fuck, bitch.
Smooth. She has no idea. Anyway, we're still in level 2 when I get Pocket Jacks.
Hello. Part-time.
You can't trust Jacks. They're already singing and dancing in my head, trying to convince me to do terrible things. And look at them, those mischievous little beady-eyed goblins, trying to bait me into calling it a raise in the small blind with open action behind me. Can't trust Jacks. Everything about this scenario tells me I should fold this very risky hand, especially after last night's brutal loss, when I promised myself that I'd never play Jacks again.
Simple promises!
Can I really break that promise so soon? This isn't like when I promised my dentist that I'll start flossing, or Wayne that I'll pay him back next paycheck, or Kayla that I'll help with the dishes every once in a while. This is a promise to myself. It's supposed to mean something, but on the other hand, I'm not supposed to play like a bitch. Fuck you. I call the cutoffs raised to 1100, and 5 players see the 9 high flop. I'm first to act, and the Jacks are whispering. So I fire out a bet of 2200, expecting to take this bitch down right now. 2 players called, and we turn a bullshit deuce that doesn't help anyone. I bet 6K into the 12K pot, thinking these guys are for sure gonna fold now, but they both call, and we've got our first big pot of the day currently at 30K. The river pairs the board and connects the backdoor flush draw, but I'm certain these boys were chasing a straight or trying to hit their overcard. I bet a moderate 6K and OMC fold, and that just leaves the final player. He tanks for a minute, before shoving all in. Fuck you. I knew he didn't have a goddamn thing. He shows a busted straight draw and heads to the cage to rebuy as I stack a 62K pot. I got jacked at the jack with pocket jacks.
I didn't know him, I swear to God.
Even after the dealer shuffled the cards, their voices stayed with me. The Jacks were pleased with my performance and pledged their loyalty for the rest of the tournament. They work for me now.
Wayne, I figured out how to play jacks and not get f***ed up.
Next, I've got ace 10 of hearts in the big blind. New friend and subscriber Andrew is short stacked and under the gun, so he shoves all in for less than 5 bigs. It folds to the button calls, a small blind calls. I considered just calling to close the action and see a flop, but I still felt those jacks nearby, urging me to sow a little chaos.
Do it part-time.
I go all in over the top to isolate, and the other players fold, and now we're heads up. Andrew tables his king jack. Oh no, my boy, didn't you hear? The jacks work for me now. Andrew smashes the flop with 2 pair for a strong start, and I was so furious that the jacks betrayed me again that I didn't even realize I flopped the nut straight. And the board runs out 2 more hearts to give me the nut flush and the knockout. Now normally, I would never do this, but those devious little jacks told me to be a sore winner. So I arrogantly congratulated Andy on his losing hand. And when Anthony the reporter took my photo for the blog, I made sure to give him that iconic smug smirk from yesterday. Magnificent.
Part-time.
After a little bit, friend of the show Greg shows up to our table, and I watch him immediately get a huge triple up. All right, Greg, he's gonna do really well. I took a break to devour one of these delicious submarine sandwiches that fill the thrill pack for me. I could tell the other players were totally jealous. Too bad. I only have this sub and a second identical sub that I was supposed to give to Wayne, but I kept it because I was still pissed off about that young Sheldon shit from last night. Get the hell out of here, young Sheldon. Nobody likes you. Now we're under the gun with aces, just like yesterday. The button shoves for 6,200. Big blind tanks for a minute, and I remember him from last year. He's a really good player, and he's not scared to get his chips in pre-flop if he's got a decent hand. So I'm hoping he raises to try and isolate me out, but he decides just to call. Well, here's my chance to play better than I did yesterday. I shove over the top praying for a call, because he's got a pretty big stack. Unfortunately, he mucks his cards and mutters,
I had ace 10.
Alright, I don't give a f***. We're heads up. I table my aces, then the flop comes out. Ace on the flop. Oh no! Damn it! Why didn't I just flat call? Oh my god, and he would have turned top 2 pair. I would have had all of his chips. Son of a bitch. What does the other player have? King, queen? What's on the board? It doesn't matter. I take it down. Let's move on. I order a coffee, leave for break. Some lady hits the jackpot, return from break. I pretend I thought those were singles and that I just meant to call.
I thought they were singles.
This guy pretends that he believes my blatant lie. I take some more pictures for the vlog. The awesome waitress remembered my coffee from before the break, and I promise to give her a tip next time she comes around.
Simple promises.
Part-time.
Under the gun shoves his small stack on my big blind. I call. My queens are heads up against his king queen. And the girls hold up for another KO.
Part-time.
My dude to the right open shoves on my button with his little baby stack. I shove on top to isolate with ace king of diamonds. Everyone else folds, and he tables pocket 5s. We flop 2 diamonds and turn the nut flush. Pocket 5s are dead no matter the next card. So naturally, the dealer has to lay a 5 out on the river just for fun.
Oh god, they gotta rub it in too.
A little goofball. I'm over here having a great time playing with my 3D printed toys, which you can buy them along with the best bomb pop buttons at my Etsy page. Or if you want one for free, find me at an event and tell me Sierra Delta 3D totally sucks.
Michael Williams here. I just want you to know Sierra 3D Delta sucks.
Yeah, dude, here you go. Here's some swag.
People are still buying garbage from my competitor Etsy shop, Sierra Delta 3D. And the world needs to know that my prints are way better. They still can't even print in color.
Yes, I need, bitch. I need for you to do your fucking job. Now get over here.
Do it part-time.
Now we've got jacks again in middle position, and the jacks do their magic and scare away the big cards.
Do it part-time.
I don't even have to bet. This dude shoves on me like he's got something. I couldn't wait to get in there. I snap called. And take that pot down. God damn it. Reporter Anthony swings by for the second time today. Outstanding work. We're in the cutoff with those beautiful ruby red jacks this time. Seat 4 open shoves all in pre with 60K. I think for a minute to consider how strong of a move that is in early position, and I wonder if I'm gonna barrel into a higher pair or if he's just got ace-king suited.
Do it part-time.
The jacks are right. F it, I'm all in too. He's got some bullshit.
Jacks, baby.
I win the pot. And here comes Anthony again for article number 3. God, I love it. At this point in time, some fat lady at my table said, "You should work on a different pose." Shut the hell up. My pose is perfect. You're just jealous that you don't have 3 cool-ass pictures in the write-up.
Fuck you. Hell yeah, brother.
Part time.
Next up, my neighbor shoves all in, and I do the same because my cowboys are here to do work. It's heads up, and he shows King Jack, and he finds out the hard way that the jacks work for me.
Seat open 26.
And suddenly, we were done. We didn't even go into hand for hand. It was just over. What an outstanding day. I bagged 275,000 chips for day 2. After filling out the necessary paperwork and taking the required social media photos, I ran back to the room to slam a celebratory drink with Phil the Thrill. We spent a few minutes talking about the strategy for tomorrow before finally calling it a night. All right, we're going into day 2. Average stack is 280,000. I've got 274. Phil has like 210. 88 players. Min cash is $2,000. Top prize is 156,000. I couldn't wait to kick things off today. Fully rested from a great night of sleep, I spent another 20 minutes sorting my videos and my poker notes from Saturday, while Phil served me another banger breakfast and double sub sandwich lunch pack.
Everything the buddy needs.
Great burrito. Huh?
After Phil finished cleaning the kitchen from the breakfast that he made, I pulled up the seat assignments to talk strategy. Phil had a healthy stack going into day 2. He was in seat 1 at a different table, and I told him he should expect the player in seat 9 to open shove on one of the first hands because he was short stacked. And since Phil is next in line, if he has any decent hand, he should isolate to take down that baby stack and position him for a really healthy day 2. Right after breakfast, we only had about an hour to check out of the Airbnb or face a $200 late fee. So Phil started walking all the luggage down the 3 flights of stairs to the parking structure while I studied the players at my table a bit longer. When he returned to grab the last few items to load in the truck, I gave him the proper thank you for driving, planning, paying for the room, paying for all the food and the gas, just everything. Phil the Thrill is a stand-up guy. All right, welcome back, friends and D-Gens. We're going into day 2. We're all packed up. We're about to leave the Airbnb. Phil already made a solid breakfast and packed up a lunch, and he's paying for the whole room. It's a solid deal.
Hey, right, big gunner. We're splitting this. Plus, it's $15 a piece for the sandwiches, fruit. I told you, I booked everything. You could just pay me at the end. If you want to ride home, you're going to pay me before we leave.
I thought the sandwiches were free. Okay, Phil's a lying piece of shit. I swear to God, he told me everything was free. And now he wants half of the room and gas and even the food? I didn't even want any of that crap. Plus, I bought in 3 times already. He's only bought in once. And he won another $800 at cash yesterday. Now this dude's just being selfish. But he's my ride home, so instead of arguing anymore, I just promised I'd pay him when we get home as I quickly ran out of the room and over to the Jack.
Simple promises!
It wasn't a super far walk, but it was snowing like crazy, so I was glad to be back inside the warm, comforting embrace of the casino. But as soon as I walked into the poker room, Phil told me that when I ran off crying, I still had the key fob in my pocket. So now I gotta go back and return it to the lockbox or pay the $200 late fee. Also, I wasn't crying. It was cold and windy. So I had to run back through the blizzard and return the key fob in 20 minutes. 1179. There we go. I made it back just in time, but dude, Phil's on some fucking bullshit, man. Anyway, once I got back, I decided I'd try sucking up a little, hoping that Phil would forget to ask me about the money later. As soon as I folded the first hand in level 15, I heard his patented, "Do you have some toast?" catchphrase. And I turned just in time to see Phil say, "'Cause I brought the jam!" And he knocks out the short stack in seat 9. Like I said.
Phil, did you hit him with the toast? I heard it from across the room.
So Phil already knocked someone out, and I had to pretend I was happy for him. Outstanding. I guess I might as well eat this stupid $15 sub that I didn't even want. Bullshit, dude. It's level 16. The action folds around to me in the small blind. I call with pocket 7s. Big blind bets 11,000 on the flop. I call and I win the pot when we both check down the turn and river. A little later, I'm all in pre-flop, and the big stack to my left is considering a call. He's a big fan of the vlog, so he asks, "Is the camera on?" And I promised him that the camera was off.
Simple promises!
Camera on?
Breaks off the odd yellows during the break.
You want me to put it on?
Before you go to break, I'll leave for your side.
So he folds and the other players follow suit. I take down the blinds, but I had to show the table that the jacks are still working for me.
Bitch, I need for you to do your fucking job. Now get over here.
In level 17, Phil busts out in 65th place for $2,245, and he's got to wait for me over at the cash game. Good. The fella on my right opens for $27K, and I look down at a pair of beautiful queens. I jam over the top and everyone folds. In the next hand, I find another pair of jacks. So of course, I get it all in. Nobody calls, so we take down another small pot. This is crazy. I keep getting jacks and they just don't lose. Keep them coming, boys! Level 18, the blinds are 6 and 12K with 52 players left. I've got pocket 10s in the big blind. Under the gun raises to 26K, and I call to see a flop. The queen on the flop worries me. After I check, he bets 20K. I call, and the turn doesn't help me at all. I think he's got me beat, and I don't think I can get him to fold. So I check and tank fold when he bets another 60K. That's it. I'm just playing jacks are better from here on out. After the break, I'm quickly blinding out. I've got to find something good to go all in with. Level 19, blinds are 10 and 15K. 49 players remain, which puts the average stack at 505,000. And that's more than double my stack of 190K. And look who came back to the party. Why, it's my two favorite blackjacks. And they can't wait to do a flip.
You do it part-time.
We're all in. And hell yeah, we get a caller, and he's got ace jack. That's fine, all we gotta do is dodge an ace. Fuck, he flopped an ace. I'm sure that the jack of diamonds is just making me sweat for the drama. Alright. Well, nope, didn't come. Now I'm out of the tournament. I got jacked at the jack. Again. At least I took 43rd place for $2,877. And I was in for 3 bullets, which is $3,330. So I guess I'm only down about $450 on the trip. Anyway, I found Phil at the cash tables and asked if he didn't mind stopping somewhere on the way home so I could buy something for my special girl. I forgot that I took off Friday without leaving her any food or even saying goodbye, so she probably missed me a lot. And he agreed, under one condition. He made me pay him another $450 for the hotel, gas, and subs before I could get in the car. So I guess I'm down $900 on this trip, god damn it. On my way out, I went to go visit Anthony, the reporter, for all those sick write-ups he wrote yesterday.
All right, fellas, I'll see you at Firekeepers.
All right, we'll see you.
When he asked me when I'd pay him those $50 tips, I promised I'd square up at Firekeepers on May 15th through 18th.
Simple promises!
So after a painfully silent 3-hour drive, plus a quick stop at the drive-thru for a last-minute Valentine's Day gift, I finally made it home Sunday night to spend some quality time with my special girl. She's already asleep, so I'm just gonna sneak in and surprise her. Hey, beautiful. You awake? I missed you. You're my special girl. I got you some chicken nuggies. Huh? You want some chicken nuggies?
What are you doing?
You just gonna take it and run? Okay, that's enough nuggets for you.